I have 2 kids in full-time daycare, and yes, it cost me $78 per day per child for daycare. And I know that if you don't have kids that are currently enrolled in childcare, that these numbers are probably shocking to you. And honestly, they were shocking to me when I first started sending my children to daycare. But unfortunately, this is the reality for the majority of American families. Childcare is incredibly expensive. However, I live in Massachusetts, and we do have the highest childcare costs in the country, and so my childcare is a little bit more expensive than the average. Having said that, though, these numbers are actually not crazy for where I live. We go to one of the most affordable childcare centers in our town. And just for some context, I'm going to show you our current rates. All right, these are the rates for our daycare for this year. And so you'll notice they are broken down into daily rates based on how many days your child attends. So whether they're going 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and based on their age. My kids are in the preschool pre-K age group. And so we are going 5 days a week for $78 per day because we are residents of the town. It's a town-based daycare center, and so we pay slightly less than people who live out of town. You'll also notice that if you have an infant, it is much more expensive. Now, these numbers are crazy. We are spending upwards of $20,000 a year per child, which is insane. That's an insane amount of money. Our daycare bill is more than our mortgage. And this is true for a lot of people in the country. In almost all 50 states, 2 children in full-time daycare is more expensive than rent and mortgages. And so that just puts into perspective the fact that most families are dealing with this. But also, in our town, the daycare that my kids attended before this is actually $106 a day for a preschooler. And so this is relatively affordable. The local home daycare is about $65 to $70 a day. And so across the board, it's incredibly expensive. And it's one of the things that I like to talk about, not because I want to share necessarily how much I spend on childcare, but because so many families are dealing with this, and we need more awareness around the childcare crisis and the fact that childcare is inaccessible. Most people can barely find safe childcare, but it's incredibly unaffordable. Most families are drowning in childcare costs, and that is if they only have 1 to 2 kids, because $20,000 a year is a lot of money.